The evening rain tapped softly against the windows of a small roadside cafe near the edge of the city. Inside, an elderly man named Mr. Harris sat quietly in a corner booth, wearing a worn-out coat and holding an empty paper bag. He waited until most customers were distracted before carefully wrapping a few untouched bread rolls into a napkin, hoping no one would notice. He hadn't eaten since yesterday, and his 2 grandchildren were waiting for him at a shelter nearby. A wealthy businesswoman sitting across the room noticed him. Her name was Clare Bennett, confident, successful, and known for speaking bluntly. She walked over and whispered sharply, "You know you're not allowed to take extra food without paying. Put it back or I'll call the manager." The old man froze, embarrassed. His hands trembled as he slowly placed the food back onto the plate. "I'm sorry," he whispered, eyes wet with shame. Clare nodded coldly and returned to her table, feeling justified. Moments later, a young waitress approached Mr. Harris with a gentle smile. Clare watched as the waitress pulled up a chair and said softly, "Sir, would you like a warm meal? We're happy to help. You've been coming here often, and we know things have been hard since you lost your housing." The old man looked down. "I wish I could pay, but I don't have enough." The waitress shook her head kindly. "Don't worry, it's already taken care of." Soon, 2 small children ran into the cafe from outside, their clothes damp from the rain. They hugged the old man tightly. "Grandpa, do we get dinner tonight?" one asked quietly. The old man smiled through tears and nodded. Watching this, Clare felt a strange ache in her chest. The scene reminded her of her own childhood, sleeping in cars with her mother, hungry and invisible to everyone around her. She remembered one person who had shown kindness, a cafe worker who secretly gave them food when no one else cared. Suddenly realizing, she looked closer at the waitress. The familiar kindness in her eyes reminded her of that very person, now older, now managing the cafe. Shocked, Clare stood and asked another server to speak with the manager. When he arrived, she hesitated before saying, "Do you always pay for meals like this?" The manager smiled gently. "Whenever someone truly needs help, yes, kindness comes back around." Clare's eyes filled with tears. She reached into her purse and wrote a large check. "Then let me help you continue doing this," she said, "and please add whatever that family needs tonight." The manager stared in surprise before thanking her warmly. As the old man and his grandchildren prepared to leave, Clare approached them nervously. "I judged you too quickly," she admitted. "I forgot where I came from. If you'll allow me, I'd like to help you find a safe place to stay." The old man's eyes softened and the children smiled for the first time that night. Outside, the rain had stopped. Under the glow of the streetlights, 3 strangers walked away together, no longer strangers at all, reminded that compassion can change a life, and sometimes it also brings us back to ourselves.